What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Badass music playing right now. What the hell? We're playing on Kolkatha Depths today. Kolkatha Depths. That is an interesting name. We see two Tyranids plays, one being played by a Revenant Alpha. This is from ETH. Another a Lictor Alpha being played by Red Crown against a Lord Commissar being played by Piluco. And Ordo Malleus, a Demon Hunter being played by Stigma. Very, very cool teams facing each other here. Two Tyranid players against the Imperium of Man. We will see how it goes. This Selector Alpha can go stealth and flesh hook you. Can be a little sneaky shit. Very, very efficient, as we can see there. He's going to be a pain in the ass, probably. Revenant Alpha can make a lot of tunnels and pop out underneath them and shoot alien goop at you. Very, very strong burst damage being played by Lord Commissar. Extremely durable melee commander. And the Demon Hunter is basically a spellcaster commander. Very, very cool abilities. Meanwhile, see the Ordo Malleus engaging the one Tyranid ETH here. Strike Squad are in the thick of it, but there are Hormigons on them and they need to run away. Strike Squad runs. Meanwhile, a bunch of Termagants and Revenants shooting at the Demon Hunter. Strike Squad getting very, very low. Hormigons busy munching on these Inquisitorial Stormtroopers. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter is trying to do his thing, but Stigma needs to be careful. Especially with this retreat. Revenant is busy making his tunnels. Probably going to be a pain in the ass. We see a Sentinel on the field here for Piluco. Probably going to try to pick off these models of these Termagant broods and Hormigant broods, these tiny aliens. Vector being a pain in the butt, busy decapping these points. Oh, we see a Revenant tunnel from all the way here to here, allowing ETH to tunnel through it and get onto the gems here of Piluco. A very, very smart plays coming in by ETH. They do power bash the one gem. What the hell is this? Even a burrow trap, as we can see, goes off on the strike squad. Insane. What the hell? Oh, that's a bug. I think that's when aliens are in the tunnel. And yeah, they're busy popped out. They were busy retreating. Weird bug happening there. Interesting plays by ETH. I like it. Very, very cool. We see Piluco engaging Red Crown at the top here. Needs to be careful with that light armor Sentinel. Does have the ground and pound, but Sentinels tend to die very fast, especially from two Termagants shooting at them with their Toxin Sacks upgrades, which we see this Termagant gets right now. What is this? I think that's, yes, artillery spotter shell coming in. Provides nice dispersion, but this is a smoke one. Here comes the normal one. There we go. Lord Commissar trying to engage this whole blob of mess. Sentinel comes down for the stomp. Gets like two models, not very, very efficient, but we do see Revenants on the field now from Red Crown. A very high burst unit. Some guardsmen got eaten. Seems like Red Crown is trying to opt for the ranged build, and ETH does have warriors, so he's busy going for the melee build. Warriors do provide a nice setup though. We see Purgation on the field. Provides suppressing flames for the Ordo Malleus, but Purgation needs to be careful, especially against these Hormigons on them. We see I think that's a psychic, some type of psychic storm or something. I'm not sure what the ability is, but forces the Tyranids to move, but not retreat though. Stormtroopers trying to do their thing, gets flesh hooked and might kill this model by the Lictor. Doesn't get the kill though. Demon Hunter needs to be careful. Meanwhile at the bottom we see Termagants and a Barb Strangler Venom Brood busy gem bashing, but they're busy bashing in melee. Interesting way of doing it, especially with the ranged thing, but they still do it. We see double burrow traps. Need to really using all of the abilities from the Revenant to max efficiency here. And a Revenant route busy tunneling in. They might start as a ranged unit, but they are no slouch in melee. Disgusting these things, indeed. We see Catagens on the field by Piluco, gets nice grenade barrage on this blob of Xenos. Meanwhile, Sentinel is busy forcing the decap. Triple cap right now, 3-4-3 against 4-8-1 to the Tyranids, now double to none. Big grenades coming in here, probably by these Inquisitorial operatives. They do have their fallback plan. Meanwhile, Electra Alpha getting into the thick of it. Does a whole bunch of damage to this Purgation squad, but they do run away. What's happening at the top here? Some sneaky Hormagaunts just hanging out at the top here. Probably going to try to steal some of these points over here. Meanwhile, we see a Sentinel going for the stomp. Can stomp. Oh, he stomps. Gets 2 models again. Not really that good of a stomp, but can be a little bit of a threat. Taking a whole bunch of damage, but kills a Termagant running away. Meanwhile, at the bottom, we see Adrenal Glands Hormagaunts busy munching on a power node, and they get it down. Catagens trying to force these Termagants to run away, and they do. So do the Hormagaunts. One thing that I've learned of starting to cast is there's so much happening. My mouth can't keep up, and I say shit that is not true or not even a language. So when I do, I apologize for that, guys. I'm trying my best to do here. We see Piluco with the sneaky cap on the natural VP of Red Crown. Gonna piss him off. We see another flare, smoke flare coming in here by these artillery spotters. Meanwhile, Hormagaunts are decapping, and Lord Commissar does now have Aura of Discipline, yes, and a Power Sword, forcing melee on those Raveners. I think Eth is saying that he will come and flank because Red Crown is holding the top here. Piluco needs to be careful. Here comes the flank from Ether. Artillery spotter from the main abilities, I think, coming in here that decreases these units' ranged ability. Trying to shut down that ranged mess there, and they do shut it down. Double Termagant shooting at Guardsmen, forcing them through. Nice grenade barrage again by the Catagens. These guys do have power melee, so needs to be careful. Bob Strangler getting a nice shot on them though. And we see some crippling poison on the Lord Commissar. Trying to control this guy. He's being very, very efficient. But we do see that Psychic Storm coming in. And Purgation on this Xenophoth. Shutting everything down. Strike Squad do have Tomes of Titan now as well. Meanwhile, another Burrow Trap that are gonna go off if you get close to it. And there we go, goes off. Very, very annoying. Meanwhile, we see Red Crown is already in tier 2. Does have a Zenthrope here. Artillery Synapse creature. Very, very strong against blobs of infantry. And we see Piluco going tier 2. Sentinel has spotted these Hormagaunts and forces them to run away. We see both teams right now just testing the waters. Trying to see which team can get the mid-map supremacy, and right now it's looking like it's gonna be the the Tyranids. Such a bunch of dead Xenos here, so I don't know what happened here, but something happened. Meanwhile, middle turns red. Piluco has reached tier 2. Eth is going tier 2 now, and so does Stigma. Interesting to see how the players are going to play and what they're going to choose when they go into tier 2. Might be the defining moment for this game. Bob Strangler getting nice shots on these operatives. There comes another psychic weird shit. Demon Hunter does not have that one staff that he can get, which is very, very efficient against blobs of infantry. Stigma might go for it. Lots of synapse creatures on the field right now, making both Tyranid players quite scary to deal with. Warrior Brood getting very, very low against the Strike Squad. Seems like the Demon Hunter might go down. Flesh Hooks goes down. Nice kill by the Lictor Alpha. Artillery Spotter Shell coming in again, shutting all of this down. And Grenade Barrage coming in by the Catagens. Meanwhile, flank provided by the Revenant Tunnel. And popping a whole bunch of damage onto these Catagens. Lots of Burrow Traps on the field now. And Revenant, melee Revenant now with Crippling Talons, Hardened Carapace, and Burrow Traps being a pain in the butt for Stigma to deal with. At the bottom, again, ETH using his tunnels and getting these Thundergorns and Venombreed now on the field with their ranged synapse. What is this? Something's coming in here. Sentinel says hello. There are some Revenants coming in. Sentinel gets a nice stomp on this blob of Xenos. But they need to be careful here. Here comes Purgation as support. Nice shotgun blast. Stinner bombs going off. Pathogens are busy forcing melee on the Venombreed. They do have power melee, but the Venombreed turn around and shoot the Sentinel. There we see Sinner Bomb going off. And these Raveners need to be careful, but they do get away, especially by these Burrow Traps that are probably going to go off when Stigma gets close to them. Meanwhile, we see some sneaky Stormtroopers trying to get the decap. Lecter spots them and is going to try and eat them. Especially with melee Raveners. Stigma is paying attention though and gets them out of there. Double cap to 1 cap right now. 196 to 342. Ogren's on the field. I think they already have their bonehead leader there. Very, very powerful melee squad for tier 2. With super heavy infantry armor. This very, very scary ranged blob here by ETH. Gem bashing again, and look at that damage on these Stormtroopers. Holy Moses. Almost wipes them. Kills 2 models though. What's this? Oh, this is, I think that's the, yes, it's the Force Rod. It's the Retribution ability. Shutting down all of this and provides good knockback. Purgation trying to deal with this. Even a Hive Node. Random Hive Node being placed there. Very, very aggressive plays by ETH, but very interesting plays. Quite entertaining to see. Strike Squad trying to deal force melee. We see Ogren's on retreat here. Trying to deal with these Termagants. Gonna try and kill as many Xenos running away as possible. Gets 3 models off that brood. Meanwhile, at the top we see a singular Hormagaunt. Busy capping this requisition up here. Sneaky plays from the sneaky commander. Zoanthrope on the field. I think the first one might have gone down, or it's the same one for Red Crown. Gonna provide some nice support at the back there, as we can see there. Lecter Alpha goes down. Operan's got him with their weird barreled shooters there, with their drum barreled shooters. Meanwhile, at the top, we see Stigma trying to hold the line here against ETH. Stormtroopers do have their plasma guns as well now that are very, very effective against heavily armored infantry, which would be, for example, the Raveners and the Warriors. Let's see if anyone has some extra war gear. I know the Ravener is fully kitted. Lord Commissar also now has the flak jacket, which allows the Lord Commissar to inspire terror and increases his health by 150. So that's a significant health boost. Seems like the blue team is gonna push forward and probably try to bash these gems of the Tyranid players here. Purgation will do that quite well. But they need to be careful. Here comes the flank from ETH. Raveners are busy tunneling in. Big fight here. We do have Gene Stealers. Gene Stealers are very, very efficient in melee. Power melee. Need to be careful. Negation wipe. Big fight here by both teams. Ogrins are trying to keep up with everything, but they run away. Strike Squad are in the thick of it now. But there is a whole bunch of Xenas on them, and they wipe. Melee warriors as well now. With their adrenal glands. Look at this scary melee force. We see a random multi-laser here. I love it. But it's just gonna get destroyed. And goes down, and now we're going to have a bunch of brave humans shooting at these Xenos, but they can't really fight this and run away.
Sir, they've a solid 200 points now.
I don't know what the blue team were busy doing there. They wanted to go for the power bash. They got the power bash, but was it worth it? Look how depleted the blue team is looking right now. And both the Tyranid players are looking very, very strong. ETH with the insane melee combo, and then Red Crown with the insane ranged combo. Meanwhile, we see a sneaky Revenant trying to cap some power. Might go down. Especially to this Demon Hunter. Might get the kill on him. Seems like the Stormtroopers got him. Now we see some Revenants being sneaky once again with their enhanced muscle recoil. These Gene Stealers are such a scary thing to deal with. They're so strong, dude. Force Rod coming in. There is a Capillary Tower that will support these Xenos, but I mean, Ogrins and a supporting Lord Commissar with Flak Jacket. Demon Hunters there. Pathogens doing their dispersal again. Thermagorns are trying to run, but here comes the support again from Red Crown. With this ranged mess. Lictor is going crazy, trying to deal with this. Boneheads pop their ability. We saw that knockback there. Revenants need to be careful, especially against pissed off Ogrins. And they're trying to run away. I see ETH communicating. I think it's Russian. I'm not sure what he's saying, but I think they're quite happy right now. We see some sneaky Gene Stealers trying to bash some gems once again. Warriors busy capturing Stigma's natural VP. What is this? Another Force Rod ability coming in by the Demon Hunter. Forcing the Venom Breed to run away, but Gene Stealers are very, very happy. Swiping their claws at these power generators. Meanwhile, we see some Stormtroopers trying to throw a grenade on Thermagorns, but Red Crown is busy paying attention. Stormtroopers trying to power bash now with their assault kits. Meanwhile, at the middle, what's busy happening? Demon Hunter trying to fight Revenants, but it's not really going to work out for him. We see Guardsmen taking shots from the Zone Thrope. That's so punishing, dude. Every shot from the Zone Thrope. Victor flesh hooks one Stormtrooper and kills him. His name was Bobby. Rest in peace, Bobby. Forever remembered. Good engagement here again by Piluco, but needs to be careful with that Commissar. I think he's going to get him out. Ogrins are on the Warriors, and we see a Tier 3 Lictor Sub-Commander for the Tyranids. Very, very strong in melee and can flesh hook and jump. Seems like all of the players are Tier 3 now. Tier 2 has been dominated by the Tyranid team, so I wonder if the blue team can turn this around. If the Imperium of Man will succumb to the alien, or if the alien will eat them. Constant power bashing here by ETH. ETH has been so heavily aggressive with Stigma, and Stigma has really struggled to keep up with it. Can you see this going crazy against? What's this over here? That's an orbital bombardment coming in. That's one way of shutting this constant power bashing down. Catches two Thermagorns. Gonna take a whole bunch of damage. Oh my lord, by the Emperor. That almost wipes them. Meanwhile, at the top, big fight by the Imperial Guard. They get the zone drop. Look at that spinner bomb going off. Need to be careful with the Lictor. There is a bunch of pathogens. And we see a single Termagant with 64 HP busy capping this requisition point and upgrades. Upgrades, level ups. We see the Demon Hunter died, probably due to these warriors or gene stealers. Poor stormtroopers are trying their best with operatives and their shotguns, but these bugs are quite thick. Meanwhile, middle, we see a new infantry, a new guardsman squad trying to cap this mid VP. Comes the support from stormtroopers and pathogens. Raveners are in a tunnel again that gets destroyed. Meanwhile, we see Red's crown taking back the power that he completely fully gemmed. And at the bottom, we see a Land Raider Crusader. Big investment here by Stigma. This is a very heavy super tank with storm bolters on the side. Very anti-infantry tank over here. And you can retreat to this thing and reinforce off of it. So, very good supporting points that you can move around on the map. Need to be careful with it. It can get surrounded quite easily. Meanwhile, in the middle, we see a Lictor Alpha trying to kill some humans and is busy munching on a couple of them. Whacks them quite a bunch. We see Piluco going for a Storm Lord now, so both players on the blue team going for anti-infantry try to deal with this blob of infantry that's just shredding them right now by using vehicles on them. Baron formation coming in on the Land Raider Crusader, and there's a bunch of angry melee aliens coming in here. I think that's toxic grubs or something like that. I don't know what the bug is, what the name is, but it's something bugs, and they nullify the Land Raider Crusader and get it down. Amazing play by ETH once again. Gets down that Land Raider. And meanwhile, at the top here, we see the Stormlord with its Storm Bolter on the top, busy shredding warriors. Insane game right now. There is a Carnifex on the field by Red Crown. You can upgrade this guy with anti-vehicle, anti-infantry, and more HP. Goes for the anti-vehicle with the Venom Cannon. Meanwhile, we see the Lictor Alpha almost getting the pathogens with that flesh shot. Ogrins are here though. Another orbital bombardment coming in. Catches a whole bunch of stuff. But there is a Carnifex and Ogrins are forcing melee on it. Lots of damage coming in. Venom might wipe to the Stormlord. If the Stormlord decides to shoot at it, it doesn't, and the Venom might get away. Stormtroopers are there. Maybe these Ogrins can get them. They do. They turn around. Venom wipe. And Termagants are gonna wipe. Blue team trying to push back. But both Tyranid players are being very careful. Making sure not to wipe squads and retreat efficiently. We see these Ogrins do a buttload of damage, forcing melee on this Carnifex. Need to be careful, but here comes the Lictor and his best friend Richard, and are forcing melee. Here comes another Tyranids formation. Oh my, by the Emperor. Almost they wipe the Stormtroopers off that cap. This capillary tower was like, get the fuck out of there. Gets them. Meanwhile, we see the Stormlord trying to kill this whole blob of infantry mess. We see a Neurothobe on the field with this ability here. Very good anti-blobs of infantry. Another Tyranids formation coming in, and we see the melee by ETH again on the another super heavy vehicle. Ravner jumps in, tries to get rear armor hits on it, and will they be able to get it down? Stormlord cannot move, and goes down. Tyranids eating everything they see. What an insane game right now. Our blue team is looking very, very depleted. I mean, Stigma does have Grey Knight Terminators on the field. Insanely heavy infantry armored squad with that Terminator armor are busy going for their Incinerator, which is basically like a flamer that suppresses. The Emperor protects, but the Emperor is really struggling to hold against this Xeno march. And here we see a power node going down, but Piluco just rebuilds it, and they're gonna keep a hold of those power generators. A bit of heresy happening though by the Imperial Guard player, Piluco. Meanwhile, Terminators trying to forcibly cap the mid are taking a whole bunch though from this Lictor. Here comes the Lictor Alpha trying to support, his name's Richard, right? And a whole bunch of weird alien shit being shot into you. Grey Knight Terminators need to be careful, but they are being supported here by operatives and stormtroopers and Ogrins coming in. Ogrin's probably going to force melee on the Carnifex again once they do. We see Guardsmen that killed a whole bunch of Termagants, I think. Meanwhile at the bottom, what's happening at the bottom? Look at this blob, dude. It's such a scary blob. Gene Stealers are so insane. And what's this over here? We see a strike coming in. It doesn't do too much. Provided some nice disruption, but didn't really kill any Xenos. And now the Terminators are gonna wipe. They do. Lictor jumps away but in a happy moment. Happy way, I guess. Lictor goes to cap the mid, but there is Ogrins use their bonehead ability, crippling poison on them. We see this weird miasma, toxic miasma coming in by the Neurothrobe. Shuts them down completely, and then the heavy melee by the Gene Stealers and Adrenal Gland Warriors. Meanwhile at the top, we were just about to see a bioplasma shot on the Stormtroopers from the Carnifex, but that was just too much. Ended up with 54 VPs to 17. Tyranids just basically steamrolled this entire game. Insane game though. I think ETH really carried this. He was so effective with that Revenant. Revenant ended up at being level 6. Insane plays by ETH. Lictor Alpha was also very strong, especially at the top and in the mid. Level 4. Lord Commissar tried to do his best. Fight Xenos, kill Xenos in the name of the Emperor, but couldn't hold back the tide. Level 6 at the end. And a downed Demon Hunter with his Force Rod did get some nice shots on the blobs of Xeno infantry, but couldn't really do that much. Went down a whole bunch of times. Insane game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below.